In our discussion of the formation of early states in the Indo-Gangetic Plain, which came to be known as the Mahajanapads, we finally come to the stage when Magadh became the most dominant kingdom in the Indo-Gangetic Plain in the 6th century BC. You can say that it became first among the 16 Mahajanapads. There were 16 Mahajanapads existing in India during the 6th century BC, and in that, Magadh became the most prominent. So, the political history of India from 6th century BC onwards is in fact the struggle is a history of struggle for supremacy among these states or the Mahajanapads. And finally, Magadh emerged victorious in the struggle, and by the 5th century BC, it became the most powerful and the largest state of India. The Magadh Empire played a vital role in the politics of India till the 4th century BC. There were several factors leading to the prominence of the Magadh. It had very advantageous geographical location, which contributed a lot in its expansion. Magadh was bounded by rivers from three sides, and in the south it was also protected by the Vindhyan ranges. In the north, the river Ganga was there, and not only it had confluence with the Gandak river, but also Son river used to come from the south and join the river Ganga. So this was a region which was protected by water bodies and also by the hills. So it was a protected area, and also it was a very rich and fertile region, which helped a lot in the growth of Magadh as a most dominant Mahajanapad or kingdom that existed in the 6th century BC, which ultimately led to its expansion as the first empire in India. Both Rajgir and Pataliputra were the capitals of Magadh. Initially, Rajgir was the capital of Magadh, and later on, the capital was shifted to Pataliputra, which was situated at the confluence of the rivers Ganga, Gandak, and Son, which was not only protected by the rivers, but it also provided external contacts through navigation in the rivers. People can move to distant regions both towards the west and towards the east through these rivers, and in other direction also through the tributaries of the river Ganga. So the rivers not only protected the region, but also it provided communication to the different parts of the Indo-Gangetic Plain. And at that time, the river being one of the most important means of transportation. So that was also one of the reasons that helped in making Magadh the most prominent Mahajanapad. It made it economically very strong. It led to the development of trade and commerce. And also the region was extremely rich and fertile, which provided immense amount of food materials, and the people had different type of economic activities available over there, which made this region very rich, and that also increased the income of the rulers, which helped them in making their armies strong and becoming prominent and dominant in the whole Indo-Gangetic Plain. Besides, the early rulers of Magadh like Bimbisar, Ajatashatru, Mahapadmanand made a remarkable contribution in the expansion of the empire. By their policies, these rulers expanded and strengthened their kingdom and transformed Magadh into a very large and powerful empire. huge iron deposits available in close proximity, that is in present day Jharkhand, played a vital role in the increasing the strength of Magadh. The availability of the rich iron ores in the neighborhood of the capital enabled Magadh kings to make their army very strong with effective weapons made of iron. On the other hand, iron weapons were not easily available to the rivals of Magadh, that is, the other Mahajanapads. So that proved to be a very important reason for the prominence of Magadh. Availability of iron was a very important feature because other Mahajanapads didn't had access to that much quantity of iron, which was a better metal than any other metal that was being used by that up till that time, whether it was copper, tin, or bronze. Iron was much stronger than that, and it could be used for making weapons which were very strong and useful. Magadha was, as I told you, was very prosperous from economic point of view. It had very fertile soil as it was situated on the middle Gangetic plain, and also the region used to receive abundant rainfall, leading to surplus agricultural production in the region. Besides, trade and commerce was also a very important economic activity of the people because communication link was there. Through the rivers, the people could move to different regions in the Indo-Gangetic plain and indulge in trade and commerce, which provided large amount of wealth to the state of Magadh. It led to huge accumulation of wealth in Magadh as the rulers can levy taxes on the sale of commodities, uh, which helped in improving the economic strength of the kingdom. We can also say that the large and powerful army of Magadh made a significant contribution in the expansion of the Magadh Empire. The army of Magadh was composed of infantry, cavalry, elephants, and chariots also. Besides, it was equipped with a powerful force of elephants. The elephants were used in storming the fortresses. Besides, elephants were also very useful in marching over the marshy areas. These elephants were available easily for the Magadh army from the nearby forest. So these played a very important role in providing an edge for the Magadh empire or the kingdom over other kingdoms and led to the establishment of an all India empire in the 6th century BC under the leadership of Chandragupta Maurya. Magadh was also very progressive as compared to other states. Majority of the population of Magadh were known as non-Aryans and they were against the growth of orthodox and Brahminical systems in the society. So they were liberal and progressive as compared to other states, which contributed in a big way in the growth of Magadh as the most powerful kingdom in the 6th century BC. So these were the factors which we can cite to explain why Magadh became most dominant and prominent among all the Mahajanapads, and ultimately it was able to establish an all India empire extending up to Afghanistan uh, and covering almost whole of the country except the extreme south as a political unit and became the most prominent political unit of the country during the 6th century BC.